Okay, but is it for you also? Is it important to have an album, or is it for you? Well, EPs are okay. And,
yeah, well, it is. I think it is changing a little bit in terms of because of the like downloads and everything. Music's consumed in a different way. People don't necessarily kind of buy an album in the way that they used to. So I guess, yeah, it's not as key, but we do want to make an album. We love the idea of an album as like a piece of work, a piece of art that you kind of...
Yeah. No, it could be, but maybe because, well, maybe you think, well, for us it's not really important to have an album, but you still like to do an album.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. How many songs have been written for that album?
Loads of songs. We've got maybe like 40 songs like that could be towards it, but yeah, obviously we'll pick the cream of the crop for the album, pick the best 10, 11, but yeah.
So, what was the target that you needed to have?
It's about it's a few £1,000s basically to
and what will you be doing that? Well, you obviously you have recording your EPs.
Yeah.
But what's the difference for you now with that album, production wise?
Well, yeah. So because we wanted to do it, we wanted to raise money and do it. So we're working with a really good producer in London at a really good studio. So we kind of that costs quite a lot of money to do that. So yeah, we're that's what most of the money's going towards.
Do you all already have someone in mind?
Yeah, we've got the person. She works at a studio called Rack Studios in London, which is like a really renowned studio. So it's really good.
Okay. Well, how do you get your inspiration? Well, you said already that you like to have write something about not more
different themes.
Different themes. Can you name me a few themes that you've written about?
Okay. Well, yeah. So obviously I've gone into the whole fruit juice thing. We've got another song called Pigeon, which is for a while I lived in a flat in London, and there was a couple of pigeons that we were like on like maybe the 3rd floor. There's a couple of pigeons that would always sit outside my window, and the song's basically about how I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, these pigeons have wings. They can fly anywhere in the world, but they just stay there. They don't make the most of the fact that they can fly. Mm-hmm. So the song is about me kind of talking to the pigeon and being like, yeah, you could be anywhere, but you've got nothing to say. You've got nothing to add to that. Why don't you make the most of the fact? And I suppose it's a kind of metaphor to inspire myself to make the most of the fact that we can go anywhere and do stuff.
But do you need that motivation? I mean, do you need yourself?
Yeah, I think everyone needs to kind of give themselves a bit of give them goals and stuff to make you do stuff.
And do you still see those pigeons?
No, well, I left the flat and they just stayed there like they do. So they're just not making the most of the fact that they've got wings and can fly.
Oh, but sometimes you can be really satisfied with the things.
Yeah, with what you've got, I suppose. Yeah. I guess maybe they saw something in that balcony that I didn't. So yeah, well, I can't fault the pigeons. They've got their thing. They're doing what they're doing, but you know.
Well, you said the pigeons. Another lyric that's some sort of metaphor.
Another kind of strange theme for a song. Let me think. We got a song about. It's called The Library, and it's a kind of. It's an ode to the library. It's a celebration of the library, but also it's kind of the main sort of chorus is, if you want knowledge, then go to the library. If you want solitude, then go to the library. If you want good internet, then go to the library. And if you want a book, then go to the bookshop. So it's kind of playing with that idea that people kind of people don't use a library to get a book. Just go to the library to chill out, or go to the library to use the internet. Whereas there's all these books there, so make the most of that.
But what did you do in the library when you got an inspiration?
Well, I don't know. It was just it just kind of that idea. Also, like, there's a lot of in England at the moment, they're cutting a lot of funds for libraries and like closing them down. So the chorus is like that. It's a bit jokey, but the verse is a bit more talking about the fact that the government is kind of cutting all these things, and it's important that we look after libraries and stuff. Especially in like communities without many things, like they've all got loads of like shops where you can buy alcohol, but they're closing down the library, and it's like people need to have access to books.
What is for you the importance then of a library?
Importance of a library? Well, it's access to knowledge, access to escapism. To like read a book or something is a way to get out of your situation, and especially for people who don't have great things, it's important for them to have like somewhere they can go and read a book, and then they're inspired to maybe do something.
But is it for you the same normal books library as an e-book on the internet?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's probably, yeah. I'm a victim of it myself. I kind of think that I should read more. I probably don't read as much as I should.
But did you do it more frequently before the internet?
Before the internet, I wasn't really around before the internet. I kind of, maybe when I was a kid. Yeah, I'm sure we read more books as kids, and then.
But you said, well, library. Is there another, because well, you say you write funny songs, funny lyrics, but there's always a meaning to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I kind of I want things to be funny. I like things to be funny, but it's not a joke. It's not like a comedy band.
Yeah.
I like to add a bit of humour because that kind of gets people interested, and then you can make a good point by using that, rather than just being like really serious and we must go to the libraries. Do you know what I mean? People will be like, all right, give it a rest.
Yeah, that's true. Is there another lyric that maybe pick one that you're most proud of with a subtle hidden message?
A subtle hidden message. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's one of our most recent singles is a song called "Gotta Wait," which it's not really a hidden meaning, and it's much more of a standard thing. It's about like a girl, and that when you're interested in a girl and they're with someone else, and you know you've just like got to wait. You've got to wait so not get hung up on it, and like if it happens kind of thing, and like rather than kind of being that horrible person who kind of like tries to break up something, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, but don't be that guy who you know, the guy who like, oh, you've got a girlfriend, and I'll be your best friend then, and just tries to like get in on that. It's stupid. Like, if it's meant to happen, let it happen. If not, it's fine.
Is it based on something that you saw happening, or?
Yeah, it is based on a real situation. Well, and I've seen those kind of guys loads, and it's just, and I've had that kind of thing happen to me, and it's just annoying.
But do you still speak that guy?
No. Of course not.
Well, could be. That maybe
Yeah,
you say,
yeah.
well, sometimes people say, well, a girl is less important than friendship.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, I don't really mean your friends doing that. I mean just other people, like slimy guys getting involved.
Slimy, okay.
Nah. Your friends, yeah. You can. That's different. You can work that out.
And then music-wise, what has your development been? Because you said, well, you started out and you liked, well, the Vampire Weekend stuff.
Yeah. What, in terms of musically, we're kind of at the moment. So our live lineup is like a normal band. Like I play acoustic guitar, bass, keys, drums. But in the studio, we're kind of definitely experimenting a lot with like using like program beats and things, and like for this EP we're getting in a horn section to play, and like our drummer, his dad is a session bassist who plays for lots of artists like Candy Staton and like Marlena Shaw and like, people like that. So it's just a very musical family, and there's just always loads of old instruments like synths from like the 80s that we can just like pick up and just mess around with. So we've been doing a lot of experimenting with that, but still kind of trying to mix that with what our kind of organic sound and trying to make a kind of hybrid of the two.
Last question, recording, releasing next year?
Yeah.
Album title?
Album title.
You don't have one?
You've Got to Wait. That was the other song.
Okay.
So You've Got to Wait for our album title. No, yeah, we don't have an album title then. Not at all. But yeah, people can check us out online. We're like, our Twitter is @GeckoOfficial, Facebook.com/GeckoBand. Those are the places to find us.